Hey everyone, it's been a little while since I did a video like this, but I wanted to give some information about the upcoming maintenance for the 5th anniversary. To start off, the new maintenance is going to be bringing Chapter 17 of the story along with Earth Rosetta. To go over her kit, she has a 5-star magic, 5-star support, and 4-star magic. Not terrible slots, although the 5-star support is quite helpful. For her passives, when she enters Magia Drive, she increases her attack by 100%, and when she enters Magia Drive Unlimited, her damage multipliers of her arts and true arts are doubled, and she also has an increased 50% damage against water enemies. She also increases everyone's accuracy by 30%. Really solid attack buff that will help her to do damage, as well as the double multiplier in Magia Unlimited, which I'll go into in a little. The accuracy up for allies is also solid in quests that need increased accuracy. For her skill, it has a 10-second CT, and it increases her arts by 20. Fairly solid skill since it provides her a base 2 arts a second. For her arts, it does 13,000 earth damage magic, and for 15 seconds, it reduces the enemy's earth resist by 30%. If she uses this art twice while in Magia Drive, it will activate Magia Drive Unlimited until the end of the current Magia Drive. While she's in Magia Drive Unlimited, her art instead does 26,000 earth damage magic, and for 15 seconds it reduces the enemy's earth resist by 50%. So obviously the new Magia Drive Unlimited is quite interesting, since it means that she has to activate her true art first, and then use her art twice to enter the mode. This means from start to her first true art in Magia Drive Unlimited, it's going to require 600 arts, quite the startup time. The art itself is fairly solid, especially for earth damagers, since it's basically a true Vipera. Not bad though. As for her true arts, when she uses it the first time, she enters Magia Drive for 180 seconds. When it's used during Magia Drive, it does 40,000 earth damage magic, and for 20 seconds, it increases all allies' equip CT recovery and magic damage by 50%. Even without Magia Unlimited, this true art is still a really solid buff since it provides a heavy equip CT recovery, similar to Lisa and Star God Lisa. And to top it off, it also has a 50% magic damage buff that will help any magic units on the team to deal increased damage, including herself. For her true weapon, True Asteroid, it's a 5-star magic, and its effect is that for 10 seconds, it increases earth damage by 50% and reduces the enemy's magic resist by 30%. Its passives include skill CT recovery by 20%, and when it's equipped by Earth Rosetta, she gets 40% damage, and when she enters Magia Drive, she increases her arts by 50. Not a terrible true weapon, it gives a solid damage buff to herself, as well as any other magic earth damager like Fatoria or Rudius, and its passives allow her to deal increased damage, as well as enter Magia Drive Unlimited a little bit faster. As good as it is though, it's definitely not really required, since its only selling point is that it'll make her enter Magia Drive Unlimited faster, although the damage from it is quite nice. Overall, she seems to be a Lisa that's trying to do damage herself, and with her passive attack up, high damage multipliers in Magia Unlimited, magic damage up on true art and true weapon buffs, it seems like she can do alright as a magic earth damager, especially considering there aren't many to begin with. If you really need that high equip CT, Lisa is going to be the go-to since she has a much quicker startup, as well as her passive to increase her own equip CT as well. And as good as Earth Rosetta is, she's definitely not worth a pity unless you just like the character. Definitely worth a 50, and possibly even a 1 roll through the step-ups, but nothing further, especially with the number of characters coming in the future. Along with Chapter 17 and Earth Rosetta, there's also going to be 3 farmable equips from the story. The first one is Vibrant Edge Asteroid. It's a 5-star magic with a 50-second CT, and it increases earth damage and accuracy by 30% for 10 seconds. A pretty mid-equip, although accuracy up is pretty rare in an equip, so it could be useful in a number of situations if it's used correctly. The second one is Mana Recycler. It's a 5-star support with a 45-second CT, and it autofills the target's arts gauge by 4 for 25 seconds. If the user is an earth unit, their magic damage is increased by 20%. Also a fairly mid-equip, the arts gauge might be nice for a beginner, but there's plenty of better AoE options, and the magic damage for earth units is too niche, although it might see some use for beginners. The final equip is Mana Messenger, and it's a 4-star magic with a 45-second CT. It increases damage by 5%, and if it's an earth unit, 10% more, so a total of 15% damage. Considering 99% of 4-star magic equips are bad, the fact that this one gives 15% magic damage makes it better by default. As well as Earth Rosetta, there's also going to be Norn, Elizabeth, and Arcana as the other top banner units. None of them are really all too great, although Norn is a really solid Archgener as well as Paralyzer. Although, at the end of the day, Norn is in the unit of choice tickets, so she's not worth chasing, meaning that the only one that's worth it on the banner is Earth Rosetta. And seeing as there's a lot of better units coming in the future, this banner is really only going to be worth 150. The Hero Fest banner is also releasing with top units like Juno, Vox, and Thetis. Funnily enough, Juno is still not pitiable, despite the fact that units that are slightly better than her, Emperor and Haruto, are also pitiable. If I'm being honest, Juno is obviously really good, but the most value you can get from this banner is probably going to be Thetis if you don't have him, since even to this day, he's able to keep up with JP power creep. It's not really worth summoning on unless you're in need of Juno, Vox, or Thetis, but even then, only do one, especially since a pity isn't available. New summer equips are also coming out, none of which are worth mentioning to be honest, although going over it quickly, Luana's Seaside Fantasy is not really worth it, only heals poison, and it's not really that great considering that Keratos exists. Miranda's Dynamite Blast is interesting, since it gives 20 arts for the team as a 4-star support, but it's also really mid considering that better AoE arts gen exist for 4-star supports like Fen's Aloha Shorts. Simon's Nostalgic Shades are interesting since it has high damage as well as high attack, and it also stops flinch for dark units, which is pretty rare. Valti's Visa of Paradise has a fairly high CT of 60 seconds, and the arts gauge is way too low. Not really good to be honest. Priscilla's Summer Stakes reduces burn and fire resist, which isn't the worst, but it's fairly niche. Definitely gonna be alright for Hao or Benamaru, but even then it's still really niche. Heart's Waistline Headline is probably the best, since it increases the target's arts gauge by 80 with a 40-second CT, as well as increasing their damage by 80%. Really good for units like Haruto or Juno, but there are plenty of other good equips that do pretty similar things to this. Not worth going in deep, but a 50 for Hearts or Simon's equip might not really hurt. There's also going to be a step up that has a guaranteed KOB at the end, but it's still a 1 in 9 chance, which is fairly low. There are also going to be story missions to get a bunch of rewards, as well as the Phantom Sniper Saga, which is coming to the side stories, along with luck gem rewards for completing them, the slime banners, and the exchange resets as well. In all, it's a fairly boring anniversary with barely any playable content actually coming. The new chapter should be interesting, but there's mainly banners coming out rather than new missions to play. I know that as of recent I've been actually slacking a little bit with my videos, but I'm gonna actually try to be more consistent as well as increase the amount of informative videos I do like this one. If you do enjoy my videos like this, I would appreciate it if you subbed. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my other videos.